Hi, and welcome back to Coffee with My Sunshine. If you're new here, thanks so much for stopping by. I hope you enjoy what you see and subscribe and join our YouTube family. Today we are going to be doing another Trash to Treasure video where we use actual trash for our projects. So if you'd like to see what we made, then please keep watching. For the first project, we're going to be using this box that I promised we would be using a couple videos ago. I don't know why I didn't take the stuff out of it, but this box is pretty sturdy. You can use any box that you have because basically we're just going to be recovering it and making it look really pretty. I'm using this drop cloth fabric that I had and also this self-adhesive stuff that usually goes in like cabinets or drawers or whatever. So first I'm just cutting the top off of this box only because once I put the fabric on there, the top wouldn't have fit correctly. But if you have a box with a nice top, I would keep it and cover that as well. So I'm just taking the fabric and I'm going to cut it. I want it so that the fabric, goes up over the sides. I'm going to be using this fabric cutter too, by the way. That's what I was showing you. But you want your fabric to go up over the sides plus another like 3 inches or so. And of course, I just eyeballed mine. I didn't measure it out. And then once you cut your fabric to size, you're going to take a ruler and you want, from each corner, you want to measure out 1 inch, like diagonally. And do that on all 4 corners. And then I just traced the box just so when I put the box back, it's going to be in the right spot. But I took the box off, and then you want to take where you marked that 1 inch mark. You want to draw a line just like I did. So that basically you're going to be cutting the corners off. So you want to draw a line from each side to the mark that you made. You'll see here. I'm not explaining it really good, but so then you want to cut along those lines, and this is what you're going to end up with. It looks like a little plus sign. So then you're going to cut a diagonal line where you made your that 1 inch mark, and see where I traced the box. You're going to cut right there until you reach where you had traced the box. Basically, this is going to make it so you have nice, neat folds when you cover the box. And this part isn't necessary. I just wanted the inside of the box to be really pretty. So I'm using that self-adhesive backing stuff. I got that at Goodwill a long time ago, and I just thought it would be really pretty in this box. And then I just covered all the inside of the box and the bottom part. This stuff is really easy to use. I don't know if it all is or if maybe because this was so old, but if I didn't get it in the right spot, I could just lift it really easy and place it in the right spot, and it wasn't like tearing or anything. But these boxes are perfect for like organizing and storage, and it makes it look really pretty. So if you have like open shelving, you can use it on there. So after I coated the inside of the box, I am taking some of this spray adhesive. This is from the Dollar Tree. I ended up switching to a different brand because this stuff just did not work. I don't know if it's because the canvas was so heavy, but it didn't hold. The fabric just kind of fell off. I've had this work better for other projects, so I'm not saying it doesn't work, but it didn't work for this project. So I'm placing the box down where I had traced it, right in the center, and then here is where I'm using the other adhesive spray. So you want to spray the fabric or the box, whatever you prefer, and start folding up the fabric on all the sides. And you are going to have some overlap. You'll see what I do here. I'm just spraying some of that adhesive spray and basically making a little fold. So basically you're kind of like hemming it, I guess. But it makes it so it's like really pretty and looks finished once you fold up the last 2 sides. So you want to do 2 sides opposite of each other and then do the end pieces just like this. I'm probably not explaining this very good, but you can see what I'm doing. And every time you lay the fabric down after you sprayed it, you just want to push out any wrinkles and bubbles just to make it look nice and clean. And see, I think it makes it look really nice when you fold in the edges like that. And I'm just making sure those sides are nice and stuck. And as you can see right there where I had folded up the edges, I'd sprayed a little too much glue right there. I'll show you up close in a second. Make sure you don't do that because I don't think it dries clear. I mean, it dries clear, but you can still see it almost looks like a little stain right there. So make sure you're kind of light with the glue. But I'm still happy with how it turned out. I think it looks really pretty. I might even make some of these for my linen closet. For this next one, all you're going to need is a wood round. I got mine from, I think, Hobby Lobby, and one of these light covers. I know a bunch of people call them boob lights. You find a lot of them at thrift stores and stuff because they're just... I know a lot of people really, really do not like these. We have a couple up in our house still, but then you're going to need a washer and a screw. I'm using this dark walnut stain to stain the little wood round just because I thought it would look really pretty. You can do whatever you want. You can do antique wax, you can paint it, you can leave it raw. My stain here was really old and it was so thick, so it was going on like super thick and not even. So that one went in the garbage. But this is what it looked like after it had dried. My husband had made a mark in the center for me, and I am just taking that light, or the light cover, and attaching it with the screw and the washer. Now I thought this would be pretty as like a fruit bowl or whatever, but I wasn't sure what actually was on the light and what would happen if, you know, the fruit or whatever covered or touched the screw and stuff. So I didn't do that. I guess you could put some sort of lining in there, but I thought it looked really pretty as a decorative bowl and just kind of cool because you could reuse this light or light cover. I keep saying that. Let me know what you think about this one. For this next one, we are using little bottles. These are, a couple of them are wine bottles. Another one is one I got from the thrift store. You could really get them at any thrift store, but these are all the paints I'm going to be using. And basically we are going to be making them look like stone. And I love this. I got this from Home Depot. I just think it's really pretty. It has a ton of texture. So this one I started by spraying the bottle first with the texture. And you could totally go over this with a couple coats and it would look really, really pretty. Sorry about the wind. Our weather started to get really nasty here as the day went on. You'll see that in a couple of my other projects. We actually ended up having a tornado warning. But anyway, this is what it looks like up close with just one coat. I think it's crazy how much texture it gives. So as that one was drying, I am using this reddish color. I think it's so pretty. This is actually one of my favorite reds. I am not usually a red person, but it's called Georgia Clay. But I think it's so pretty and so bright. It's like a orangey red. I think that's why I like it better than other reds. But I'm also going to cover this with some of that textured spray because, like I said, I want these to look kind of like stone covered. And then this is that one. I'm just going over it with a little bit darker brown. And then for this one, I wasn't sure if I wanted to do a blue, but I ended up doing white and then adding a little bit of that texture over it. And then this is where I use that blue. This is like, I think it's called Coastal Blue. I did it on this vase that I was going to get rid of because I hadn't used it, but I thought this would be perfect. So all of these, obviously, I'm adding the texture to just because I was having so much fun. But this is what it looks like over the blue, and I'm just going to add more blue over the texture. And I'm leaving all this painting in here because I know a bunch of you, when I asked you, said you love to see people paint. So I'm leaving this in here, but I'm also speeding it up. But feel free, obviously, to skip over this to see what they look like at the end. This is what they look like with more of a matte finish. And then I ended up going over them with a clear gloss or like a glaze because I wanted them to look shiny, I guess. Because I have enough stuff in my house that I've painted with like the chalk paint and stuff, so it's all like got the matte finish, but I wanted it to be shiny, so I used this because they didn't have any glaze at Home Depot. But isn't this blue like super pretty? Oh, here my husband was showing you. It doesn't look as dark in the camera as it really was. Let me know what you think of those bottles. For this one, I am using these metal pieces, and forgive me, I don't really know what they're called, but we'd gotten these for my husband a few years back. He was going to do, like, make a stand for his razor, and he was going to use these, but he never ended up using them, so they've been in my craft stash for a long time, so I thought it would be perfect for a candle holder. I know that sounds weird, but... and I tried to get this little piece off. My husband ended up really cranking on it for me to get it off because it was really stuck on there. But I put them together. I thought they would be really cool to use, like the candlesticks in there. So I want to get a couple more because our fireplace mantle, it's not even really a mantle, you can't call it that. You'll see here in a minute. It's really, really narrow, so not much fits on there except for like the really thin candlestick holders. But I wanted it to be more of like a coppery gold color. So I'm using these acrylic paints by Arteza or Arteza. I'm not really sure which way to say it. But these are really nice metallic paints if you ever need to get some. So I just started with some gold and then just kind of layered each color on top. I first started using just regular brush strokes, but it was leaving, a lot of the lines in there, and that's not really what I was going for. So I just started dabbing it on, and it gave more coverage, and you didn't see the brush strokes. But this one was super easy and, just using more trash. I have a couple other Trash to Treasure videos. Well, I have a whole bunch, but ones that I've done recently, I will link those in the description box and also in the comment section. I will pin them. And if you're interested, I will link all of my Trash to Treasure video playlist where it has everything I've ever done, pretty much Trash to Treasure. So like I said, that one was super easy. Let me know what you think of that one. And I always love hearing what you guys want to see in videos, so feel free to leave that in the comments. And this last one, we are using this, I don't know if it was a dowel rod or some handle or something, but it was attached to another piece of wood in our garage, but I just thought I would use it. And then I'm also using these wood rounds. I think I got them from Arteza a long time ago. And also I'm using this antique wax, and I'm just going to kind of go over all of them to give them more of like a vintage old look. And all I did was brush it on and then used a paper towel to blend it out. And I'm making one of those, what are they called? Spools, because I have like so many different like twine rolls and ropes and stuff like that that never stay neat in my containers and stuff. So I thought this would be super cute. I saw a picture of somebody that had made spools on Pinterest, and I wanted to make almost like a giant size of them because it will help just keep my craft room more organized and it would look super cool. So after I was done with that, my husband drilled a hole in the dowel and, oh, it was freaking my cat out, and also in the wood rounds. I would have done this myself, but you know, sometimes he likes to help. So I asked him if he would help me with this. And please don't do it this way. I told him it wasn't a good way to do it, but jokingly, he said he's an expert. So while I was doing this, the weather was getting really nasty. Actually, my son was out with his friends and ended up coming home early because we were under a tornado warning, and it just went on, it seemed like, for hours. So I was working on this as we were watching the weather and the news and stuff to know if we should go in the basement. But this is what it looks like, super rustic, and I love it. This is probably one of my favorites that I've done today. And then I just took that twine roll that I was talking about that never stays together nice and neat and just wrapped it around. Oh, this is what I was talking about. Seemed like never-ending sirens this night. So then I just took the end of that twine or that rope and stuck it through there, and it held it nice and neat. Well, that's all I have for you today. Keep a lookout. This week I have a collab video coming out on the 29th. And also, I hope you guys have a great night. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye!